Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Perspective. It's been a very long time. Sorry. I don't know why. I've just been lazy. I haven't been wanting to make anything, I guess. But I would say these people need no introduction, but you guys don't know who they are. So I think I should introduce you guys. On your right is Haley, and on the left is Jennifer. So there we go. Aha. I was about to cue you guys for a wave, but the chemistry's already there, so we're good. All right, so let's just get right into it, I guess. So I have Haley written down here first. Sorry, Jennifer. We talked about this. Well, first, we all met, the three of us met at the same spot. I'm not going to say where it was for legal reasons, but we all worked at the same store together. Jennifer was our boss for a little bit. We didn't really listen to her that much, so but it's okay. But yeah, so Haley. Well, we're going to talk about y'all's jobs first, not the one that we all met at, because that's boring. Nobody wants to hear about that.
No one wants to hear about stay.
No.
Never mind.
That's already bad. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So, yeah, so when you're talking, it has to be, like, pretty close to you. You don't have to, like, touch it, but...
Where should we look? Should we look at you or should we look at the camera?
That's up to you.
Oh, okay.
I guess while I'm asking you the question, you guys can look at me, but like while you're answering, you don't necessarily have to. And then they're like pretty sensitive too, so
Okay.
the breathing will get picked up a little bit if it's like super close to you. But when you're talking, just hold it like right here. All right, so jobs first. Haley, I think, gets annoyed at this point of all of us asking because I confuse occupational therapy with physical therapy, and they're not the same thing. From what you've told me. Okay, well, can you tell the beautiful audience what occupational therapy is?
Okay, so I work in a school, so I do a lot of handwriting and like hand strengthening. But we do a lot of fun things. We play like games for like following directions and doing like multi-step activities. So roll the dice and then move the pieces.
Mm.
And we do a lot of turn taking, so we're not like getting upset over not getting to go the whole time. But I would rather work with kids than grown-ups. So.
Nice. What made you want to do that? I don't think I've asked you this question. If I have, oops, you have to answer it again.
I originally wanted to be a physical therapist, but their schooling is really
I knew it.
They go to school for a lot longer, and I feel like they're a great profession, but they do a lot more of like get your steps in, like build your muscles, be stronger, and like OT works a lot more with like how are you feeling while you're doing it and like what's most important to the patient or the client or the student.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you just said this because I'm already forgetting things. Why kids specifically, not like older?
She just said.
Okay.
Nah.
I have a passion for kids, and then I did an internship in college with adults, and I loved the people, but the work is a lot different. It can be just as fun, but kids are a lot easier to like persuade into liking an activity, where adults, they're like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do OT today. Please go away. And then you have to do showers, and I just didn't enjoy being peed on in the shower.
Showers? What do you mean?
Yeah, so we do a lot of like activities of daily living. So like in life, you have to take a shower or even a sponge bath. In adults, when they get older, like if they have a disease or if they just like generally are getting older and they can't do that by themselves, you have to help them or teach them a different way to do it. And so I got peed on several times by elderly
Now,
people.
yeah, I do remember you telling me that.
That sounds like being a nurse, basically.
Yes, and I definitely don't
Well,
want to do that.
my friend's an RN, or she was an RN, and like she went through the same thing. Because I think there were some days where like Haley just looked really sad, and I was like, "What's up?" She was like, "I got peed on earlier."
Never a good day when that happens.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. So you said a second ago, obsessed with kids, which I feel like is a great segue into my next question. I think out of anybody I've met, especially recently, Haley has the biggest baby fever out of anybody. Is
She's
there,
like,
huh? Yeah. Is there like, this sounds dumb, but like explain your thing behind it. But like, is there a specific reason why you want a kid that bad?
I think I just always wanted to be a mom. Like we played like house growing up. Like I always was the mom, partially because I'm the oldest sibling, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I'd be a better mom than like doing any other kind of job.
Mhm. Yeah, because we need that to happen pretty quickly.
ASAP.
Because I think I've only had like 2 people at work maybe that have like, there was one girl that was pregnant that hurt her kid, and then now Anna's pregnant, so that's pretty cool. Cowtown, we can pivot to Cowtown really quickly. So Haley's from New York, which, who were we talking to about this yesterday? That like New Yorkers just moved to North Carolina for some reason.
Oh, that's what I said, but I was talking to Brandon.
Yeah.
His family's from upstate too.
Because like my mom's family's from New York, you're from New York. Like I don't know, I just know so many. Do you know any like New Yorkers turned? Really?
No, not really.
That's crazy. I feel like I know so many people.
Really? No, I feel like most of the people that I know, they're like from here already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have yet to meet people that I'm not related to that are just North Carolinians.
People that you're related to?
Like Noah's family was born here and like they still live around here, but I don't know a lot of like other people who've like lived in North Carolina their whole life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah, you know us.
Yeah.
like-
Are you from? Where are
Yeah.
you from again?
I'm from Gastonia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like 30 minutes out. It's not too far.
What's like the biggest? Was there like a lifestyle change, like moving down here from New York at all, or? I know like you don't know anything like of where roads are and everything like that.
I don't. I'm very GPS dependent. There's not as many cows,
Okay.
and there's a lot of highways, and that, like the closest highway growing up was like 45 minutes just to get on the highway.
There's not a lot of highways in New York.
There are, but not like, I'm from like tiny town. Like we have like one car can go on one side and one can go on the other side.
No big lane roads kind of thing. Just
No,
back
we have
roads?
like routes, like state routes.
Mhm.
Not a lot of highways.
Okay. I mean, there is a right answer, but do you like New York better than North Carolina, or do you like North Carolina better?
I like that there's not a lot of snow here. Like I like not being snowed in my driveway. But it is kind of hot down here. Like it's like 75 when I get up in the morning. And that's just a little hot.
It really just depends, because it'll snow tomorrow probably, because North Carolina is so bipolar with.
Yeah. Well,
Like even this week, it was raining.
it did rain a lot yesterday and when I was driving back. Like it snows here and like everything gets closed, but it's like a dusting of snow. Where like in New York we get like 2 feet of snow and the roads are still open.
I guess that's true. But was there any like restaurants or anything that you love up there that you go to when you were back recently, or?
In my town we had like 2 restaurants and they're both closed right now because we had a massive flash flood.
Oh, you showed me that. Yeah.
So I didn't get to go to any of those, but I really do like the special gas station we have. Am I allowed to say what it is?
Huh?
I'm allowed to say what it is?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Stewart's. They have
Stewart's Gas.
Yeah, Stewart's Gas. It's only
Shout out Stu.
It's only in upstate New York, but they have the best ice cream, and they make really good lemonade too.
At a gas station?
Yeah, I actually that's the lemonade I brought from them.
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
you say Stewart's.
Oh, look how cute that is.
Yes.
It kind of looks like Windex, but
Well, it's 'cause I tried
It's
the
not.
strawberry lemonade one. Usually I get the plain one, but I stopped at the last one I could see on maps before I got too far south, and I bought like 6.
we should tag Stewart's. Do they have like social media?
They do. They even have a mascot.
We can. What's the
Ooh.
mascot?
Take a guess.
A guy named Stewart?
No, it's a cow.
Oh, of course. No, we could have like some partnership going on. You just need to be drinking more of it on camera, and then.
Yeah, they should sponsor this.
They
video.
should sponsor me.
So gas and ice cream gas is like your favorite New York
I
pastime?
just like when a gas station has everything you could possibly need. Ice cream, pizza, lemonade.
Like a
Yeah.
quick trip.
Yes. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
No. They're like
QT?
everywhere. Yeah.
You don't know what that is? Wow.
No.
It's kind of like a running gag that we have, because like I'll just ask Haley like, oh, the over on like South Street, whatever. She's like, dude, I
No idea.
no clue what that is.
I
That's
got
cool.
I got lost just coming here.
Did you?
Yeah,
Well,
I
other than
parked at
the
the wrong
volleyball, but that's okay. Oh yeah, Jennifer was like essentially parked in front of my apartment. She's like, I think I'm here. I'm like,
Mhm.
what? So it's pretty funny, but All right, Jennifer.
Okay.
We'll move to you really quickly. Haley brushed through her questions, so we got to work on that.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll think of some
Okay,
more.
We'll slow down.
We'll think of some more going through it. Also, hold yours just a little bit closer. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so again, we can't talk about what store it was, but we can talk a little bit about said store.
Okay.
Before you came to us, were
Yeah.
you were a manager at that store too?
No, so that was the third store that I was at. The first two were regular stores, and I was just so I was a cashier, and then I got moved up to the lead cashier. And then I worked at Gastonia, and then I went to Concord, and then I came to y'all. But that was like my first like clearance store that I was at,
Okay.
and that was like my first like lead position that I had with them.
What was? Because I'm hoping to have Blake and Austin on here at some point, so I can ask
Yeah.
them the same question.
Oh, you should have Austin. Austin, he'd probably tell you everything.
Well,
Yeah.
Austin's a yapper too. Let's be
Yeah.
serious. But whoa, wait a second. Because did you meet Blake? I can't remember. Was he?
I don't think so.
He was right before you, obviously, because I think he left and then you took his.
Yeah, I didn't
position.
meet Blake, but Giselle told me about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he started off as just kind of like a normal associate, I guess,
Right.
and then he transitioned to like a managerial position. Was that like a hard shift for you, or was it just kind of maybe more like responsibility shouldered on?
No, just because before working at that store, I worked at, can I say like a restaurant? Or can I just not say?
I think as long as it's not where we work, that's probably
Oh, okay,
fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I worked at Zaxby's, and I was at Zaxby's for 3 years.
Wait a second. We were just talking about Zaxby's.
Yeah. So I worked there, and I like worked my way up to assistant manager there. So I like had experience. So it wasn't really like anything new. It had just been, I think, like 2 years since I had like a manager type of position.
Mhm. But so for our line of work,
Yeah.
it's funny tiptoeing around this because it's like for our industry.
So secretive.
Did you find it like a pretty nice move into? I think I talked to you about this because I was like kind of not really offered more of a lead position. or
Yeah, because
whatever.
weren't you there for like 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years and
Did you
like,
ever like ask
2
though,
months.
or were you just like whatever?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, like there were openings for it, but like
Yeah.
I think there were more like qualified people before me.
But I mean, I feel like once you've been there for so long, you already have, like, even after a year, I would say, like, okay, I have enough experience. Let me just go for it.
Well, like even like I know Jack yesterday or the day before,
Yeah.
like there was some weird thing on register that like he just had no idea
Oh.
how to do, and I
Yeah.
didn't either. So like I had to call Austin, and which
Yeah.
I always feel like horrible doing because he just
Yeah.
sounds like he's having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, dude, how do you take the money in the? And he's like, oh.
He's
But-
like, man, I'm not even at home right now. Don't text me. No,
yeah, he's just like super drunk, and I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, how do you like put the money in?
I'm
the-"
at Rose right now.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think because Talon got Omni Lead a while ago. I was
Right.
never offered that, but I think lead maybe. I was like, somebody said that like I should put my name in it. I was like, I don't.
You should have at least like a while ago. I feel like, because like for me, so after working at the Gastonia location for like a year, I feel like I knew how to do everything register wise. But when it came to like the rest of the store, I just didn't really know. So I think that's when I was just like, okay, well, I'm like, put me in apparel, put me wherever. So I don't know. I feel like it's just one of those things where you have to like kind of advocate for yourself and be like, hey, like, can I do this? Can I do that? You know, instead of, I don't want to say like you waited for people to like, you know, come and like offer that to you, but I think sort of showing like that interest a little
Yeah.
bit, you know?
I think that was my killer. I wasn't interested in it at all.
Oh.
So, oh well.
Yeah.
It probably worked out for the best though. So.
I mean, it would have been like a pay raise though, if you think about it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, apparently y'all was getting paid like crazy because we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Leads were getting paid like $3 less than I think what you were making. So
Yeah,
Damn.
which was kind of surprising whenever they like offered me that pay, because I think I told you, like, I had heard before, like, that leads weren't paid like that much, but they like had offered that to me, and I was just like, I was a little confused. But then when you guys explained like the whole situation with like Matt and everything, and how I guess everyone was just getting a raise, I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, enough of that place. We can talk
No
about
more.
we
No
can
more.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
Haley's talking my ear off right now. So, but okay, help me out here because I'm a guy and I just don't know this stuff. So, nails, is it that you're? What's like the official?
So okay, so I had told them that I was leaving for nails.
Okay.
And I've been there for like a month and a half, and I don't like doing nails, but I found this other job. So I'm going to be like an inventory lead there. We like just started like 2-3 weeks ago. And I think I like that more than the nails. But I've been licensed to do nails for 2 years now. And I just like, when I went to nail school, I kind of knew that I didn't really like doing nails. But I was
Seems
just
to be a
like,
bad school to go to if you're not interested.
Well, I was like, well, I'll just push through it, and maybe I'll like it by the end. And I never really did. So that was my thought process. I guess like going into it again, I was like, oh, maybe like I'll learn to like it, but it isn't for me.
So you're not in that anymore? Like you're not in?
I mean, I'm still there on the weekends, but I'm not really like, I don't know, I might quit soon.
Dang, you're moving all around.
Yeah.
Well, because Alexis was telling me the other day, because she's come in with a couple of your
Oh yeah.
works, but she just said like if there's, she's done your nails before, right?
I did hers, yeah.
Okay. Because I think she said like whenever you want to practice something, she'll just like you'll just be like, hey,
Yeah.
come over,
Like, just
let me
let me
paint your
know.
nails.
Yeah.
Because I was asking her, and again another like ignorant guy question, which you can also speak to, either of you.
Okay.
Because she's been talking a lot. I want to hear from you a little bit more. That was a joke, by the way. Haley hasn't said anything in 20 minutes. Like, because, like, I know my mom, like, whenever she paints her nails, it's like a 20-minute maybe, because she just, like, does them herself.
Right.
But I think Alexis told me that, well, A, you're still learning, so it's still kind of, like,
Yeah.
stuff that you're working on. But you were there for, like, over an hour. And I was
Yeah.
like, why in the world would it be taking that long? So you guys explain to me why it's such a lengthy process.
Do you want to go or?
I've also done them myself, and if you just do like a quick, don't really care, like, or you're really good at it, painting them yourself, it doesn't take that long. But if I do them myself, it can take me like a couple hours.
A couple
But
hours?
I just want it to not fall off. Like when Jennifer did mine, it took a while, but we also like chit-chatted,
Mm-hmm.
and also they lasted for like 3 weeks.
Did they really?
They did. I had to pry them off. Actually, what's under this blue one is still the one that you put on there.
I mean, like,
because I
why'd you
couldn't
peel
get
them off?
My sister painted them for me.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, yeah, obviously.
They
So
look cute though.
Thank you.
you guys are friends, so obviously that helps. But like, if you
Yeah.
were to get like some like nice, like detail done or whatever, is it still taking like a couple hours for that to be done?
I would say at least an hour. Like 45 minutes an hour is probably like what I was used to getting in like when I was in college.
My goodness, is it the same thing for you too?
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like, so the nail salon that I'm at, we aim for, like, if it's a gel manicure, I think they give you like 55 minutes to do it. But if it's like regular polish, it's 45. But then, so that's like, I want to say like the average amount of time to do just like a regular manicure, like one polish, right? But if you want a design, usually that takes over an hour. But that also depends on what design you get. Because if it's something simple, you can do it really quick. But if it's something very intricate, it could take you. I know some nail techs, they take up to like 2 or 3 hours just doing a set of nails.
Oh my goodness.
But they charge like $100 for them. So it's kind of worth it.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like horrible. I get $100 for 3 hours of work or
Yeah.
however
Yeah.
long it is. Because yeah, like my mom doing it in 20 minutes. Because if you just get like the bottle, you just do it yourself
Right.
over and over again. But like a one-timer, oh gosh, $100 for. Woo.
But those are also, I want to say, people that like get like really long nails with like these
Yeah.
crazy like cool designs, you know.
Okay, I'll turn that part of my brain on for a second. Do you guys like long nails at all? I'm not that big a fan personally of like It depends, because there's like the maybe up to here,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like the super long, which I've seen some people have. And I'm like,
Claws. Yeah.
I'm personally not a fan. I don't know how like you guys as women feel about them,
Yeah.
but
Like in my everyday life, I don't want anything too long because I have to type up notes and like reports on computers. So like that I miss keys, and maybe it's because I'm not good at typing. But I don't want them too long, but I just want them to be like noticeable.
Mm.
Like I want someone to be like, oh, your nails look cute. If they're too short, people don't care. It's like a little length is good.
Yeah. I agree with her. I want to say like enough so I can like shape them up to be like an almond shape,
Yeah.
which is like more curved on the nail.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I mean, like it looks like this.
Is that what you have on right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you
Like you
go.
can zoom in
Show
on
your
it.
shoes too, by the way. I bullied you into wearing them, so just.
Oh, these are my favorite shoes, and I only paid like $20.
They're your
for them.
favorite?
They're like really comfy, and they make me a little
Ooh.
bit taller.
That's hilarious. I've seen you wear them 0 times.
But I don't want to wear
since-
them to work because I don't want to crease them extra or get them dirty.
Are they comfortable enough to wear to work for like a
Yeah.
long period of time?
We went to Cooperstown with my family when I was in New York, and I wore them the whole day.
Wow.
And you didn't hurt at all?
No.
Or like if you did, like barely or something?
Yeah, no, these are way comfy.
Because I know like Blake and Naya both wear Forces to work, and I like after 4 hours, Forces like hurt my feet, and those seem to be like pretty close.
I think these are a little bit like, okay, so I tried the Air Force Ones on, and I got stuck wearing them for like 2 hours when I was being the cashier.
Oh, when I was helping you?
Yeah, when I was
Yeah,
just trying
yeah,
them
yeah.
on. But these ones I feel like really supportive on the bottom. And I have like flat feet, so I usually don't wear. I try not to wear Nikes because they're like not the best for my feet. But these ones don't hurt my feet at all.
I thought Nikes were better for flat feet.
Um,
Unless I just
maybe
have
for
the.
some people, but I think the arch in Nikes and the arch on my feet are just not the same. I used to only wear Nikes, but then I started wearing New Balances.
Mm. I think Adidas and then these are probably like the most comfortable that I've had. That was funny though, cause you weren't there for that, I don't think, were you?
No, I don't think so.
They were like, it was like a pair of like maroonish or like a brown like
Yeah, it was
Air
like a
Force.
reddish brown,
Yeah.
like the Nike check, and then there was like a mustard yellow.
Oh, those weren't.
These weren't the ones I got stuck wearing.
Yeah.
Jack found these last, and then there was like a neon green, and I had like one of each on because I was trying to look, and then we had like a whole rush of people, and I was just stuck up front
No,
wearing
yeah.
these shoes
I
that
like-
weren't mine.
Yeah.
She was up front, and I like brought up a pair. I was like, "What do you think of these?" She's like, "We try it on," and then she was walking around in like a neon green and like a
Mhm.
brown shoe. She's like,
Yeah.
"I've been stuck. I haven't had the chance to take them off."
Well, it's a good test.
It was.
And then yeah, because then I was like, "Which one do you think you're gonna get?" And I think it was the brown ones or the red ones that you're like, "Yeah, I really like these." And then she came up to check out with like the blue pair of Nikes, and I was like, "That's not."
That's not
Yeah,
what you
these were not
said.
even in the running, but I
Really?
found them, and they were like $5 cheaper.
Are you wait, how much were those? Are those new?
No, I got them a few months ago.
Oh.
Before
I think
school
we
got
still
out.
have some.
I think yeah, we have some of the. We have like one or two of these, and then we have like. It's like reverse the Adidas ones where they're like this color blue, and then they have the white stripes.
Oh. Yeah.
But these actually retail for like $70, and I paid $20. So
Whoa, that's not a bad deal.
Did you have like gift cards? or
I did.
anything
I had
for it?
gift
Okay.
cards.
Okay. So she cheated, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
but I only paid $20.
Excuse
Girl
me.
math.
It was free.
So I'll try not to drag this out too much because everybody, maybe Haley included at work, just gets annoyed when we talk about movies. So
Oh.
I'll try and keep it short. Maybe you're not part, like Julia and other people that were just around. They're like, oh, I wonder if we just.
Especially Julia. She's like, oh, you're talking about movies again, and then she just walks away.
Oh.
Yeah,
she did that
'cause-
once. I was like, oh, okay.
Because me and Tyler and Tyler would be like, yo, that part in the thing where they did the. And
Right.
Julia's like, all right, and just walks away. Where did, Tyler and I had an episode about it where we talked a little bit about where did, I didn't know you were a movie nerd until,
Oh, really?
a little bit before you left.
Mhm.
So, where did that, love for movies come from? Have you always just, watched a lot of movies, or?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm like a movie nerd.
I'd say you're a movie nerd.
Okay.
I'll
I mean,
say you're a movie nerd.
Like, just follow me on Letterboxd. No.
Okay, yeah, you're really a movie nerd.
Okay, so I want to say it really started in high school because I went to, like, my high school, you could do different pathways. So I was in the graphics pathway. So I did a lot of, like, the video editing, like, graphic design. We learned how to use, like, the whole Adobe suite. And I think that's when I was like, okay, like, I'm really into, like movie posters and, like, you know, I don't know, just anything creative, I guess. And then my junior, senior year of high school, I was like, okay, maybe I'll go to school to be like, till I go to film school or something. So I tried doing that, and then I ended up getting into, I think it was like in, like, not their film school, but it was like their, like, you make your own major type of school. I don't know. It was really cool, but it was really expensive, so I couldn't go. So I went to UNC Charlotte.
Hey.
Yeah, so I came here.
The place I wanted to go to wouldn't let me in, but Charlotte's the right place.
Yeah. But I don't know, since then I kind of just, I want to say I like watching movies, but I wouldn't say I'm like the type of person to, like, you know, like, analyze it really deeply. I'm just like, oh yeah, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, damn, that shoots down one of my questions. Can you be somebody that's really into that stuff?
Well, I mean, you can ask them. I'll try to answer them.
Well, I mean, it's not like super in depth or anything, but also just kind of pick on you a little bit. Saying I'm not a nerd and then saying the familiar symptoms of a nerd. I feel like that makes you a nerd. I'm not a nerd, but
film school.
I know my way around Photoshop. Is there something, like, specific in movies that, like, and we can ask you this question too. Is there something specific in movies that you, like, pay attention a lot to, like cinematography or like sound mixing and stuff like that?
Definitely the music that they play. Like, I guess, like, how the music goes with the scene.
Just like soundtracks.
Yeah, just soundtracks. And then, yeah, cinematography is a big one. Like, if it looked like La La Land, like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
I'm not a nerd. It brings up specific. I agree with you though, for sure.
Yeah. So just, like, I think music and just how it looks, I think is what I'm really interested in.
Haley, for a more, is casual the right word? I would say, like, casual movie watcher. Like, you're not like DVD sets, collection kind of stuff like that. You and Noah just watch it when you can, kind of thing.
We don't have a DVD player because those don't really exist anymore.
All right.
We did watch the entire Marvel universe in chronological order during COVID. Because Disney Plus you could watch on 2 screens at once, so that was easy for long distance. But a lot of the words you guys were using, I don't know. So.
Like, which ones? I'd be happy to explain them for you.
Look, I know the cinematography is like the camera angles, right?
Yeah.
And soundtrack is obviously music, but I don't know what some of those other ones.
Did I say any more? I
You were
don't
just
remember.
like, what really speaks to you? And then you gave a list, and I just don't know what those
Yeah.
mean.
Well, like, people like, I don't know if you're this far gone on it, but like people like me, Tyler, Talon, we have like favorite directors and stuff like that. Yeah,
I do
Haley's
not.
like, ooh. But like, because they all have their own kind of like art style of like the way that they do it. It's kind of like music. Like when you listen to your like 40s country music,
Not the
it's like they
40s.
have their own style of like how they want to do it. Like, but directors are like the same way. So, do you want some names to explore a little bit?
Sure.
She's not gonna use them.
I'm
at
not
all.
gonna know what they are.
Tarantino. Do you know who Quentin Tarantino is?
No.
Okay. Probably stop there. Not gonna know any of these people.
Like, name another one.
He has a lot of his own stuff. Martin Scorsese has like a lot of his own stuff. It's David Fincher. Did you watch the Dune movies at all?
Dune?
Yeah.
No, but I think Noah's watched them.
Okay.
They're pretty good.
You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The director of that, Denis, is like my favorite director.
But are those about space?
E-
Or like the moon?
Yes.
Really? No.
About the dune, actually.
It's like futuristic, but it's like in space.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like a political like war kind of,
Huh.
but it's like in space. I think you'd like them. Actually.
I've seen the posters. I think.
So
It's pretty good. I feel like when I was like hesitant to watch it because I was like, I don't like that. But after I watched the first one, I was like, oh, okay, it's actually like, it's pretty like engaging, or like, you know what I mean? It like keeps you like wanting more.
encapsulated.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. I feel like the more that you talk about them, I feel like Noah and I are like pretty similar to each other.
Yes.
And like just looking in your eyes here in a second and like seeing that you had no clue what the hell I was talking about reminded me of my mom, because like that's how my mom and dad are. Because my dad would be like, "Oh, that was such a good blah blah blah." My mom would be like, "It was a good movie," and like that's the entire description. But like she's kind of like that too, where my dad will introduce her into stuff that like she would not be interested in, like Dune kind of movies,
yeah.
and she'd be like, "Oh, that was really good." So I urge you to explore maybe and
Yeah.
freak Noah out and just be like, "Look at this movie that we're watching," and he's just like,
Probably
"Okay,
wouldn't
He's like,
know
"Who
what to
told you
do
about
with
that?"
himself.
yeah, where did you learn this?"
Who's your side piece?
Well, I already told her to buy like the new college football game and just be like
Oh.
talking to him about like gameplay and stuff. Just
Yeah.
like-
He actually would have no idea because he doesn't like football.
Oh.
does he play any sports games, or is it just
No. What's the car? The soccer car.
Rocket League?
I think he's played that a few times. One of his best friends is like in the top 10 of like people or
Are you
something like that.
serious?
Yeah. Maybe not top 10, but like
Like-
he's up there.
Yeah.
He has friends in high places. It sounds like
He does. His one friend works
the
at
Wizard card game.
the
Wizard
Wizard
card
card
game?
game. No, I don't know, but his one friend does work for a gaming company.
Oh.
Like helps build them.
Blizzard, or is it another one?
I think it's Blizzard.
Blizzard. Do you know what Blizzard is?
No.
All right.
I didn't either. I had to ask Noah so I could tell.
I
Cole.
won't cross into the nerd section now,
okay.
but it's always just funny because he'll be like, "I think he works. It's like a snow related company," and I'm like, "Oh, Blizzard," and she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna stop talking now because I lost you already." All right, so some both questions for you guys. You guys both. I think I've talked to Jennifer, I think, more about this. We've talked about it occasionally because I had to fight Haley not to bring anything here to bake.
Oh, yeah.
But
To
you
make?
guys,
Yeah, I was gonna make gluten-free cookies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have ate that up.
what
He
the?
said no.
Oh.
I would have eaten that up, actually.
He wouldn't even tell me what kind of cookies he liked.
Well, I
What
don't
is
know.
it,
I
chocolate, peanut
feel
butter?
bad because like gluten-free stuff's more expensive, and like I don't know. I don't want Haley to bring cookies that you're just like because they're. I only like them. I mean, yeah. So you guys both like to cook, but like, is it? And then you guys can just between you two, whoever wants to go first. Is it like a hobby thing? Like you just wanted to cook and you got into it, or is it kind of like a you had to kind of thing? Like, or maybe you grew up with it, like your mom or dad or whoever just kind of like put you onto cooking or something.
I think I cooked a lot as a kid. I have 4 younger siblings total, and if my mom was like working late or my dad was working late, like I just was like, oh, I'll help cook so you don't have to do all of it. Then it kind of turned into I really liked baking. I watched a lot of baking shows and I was like, that is so easy, I could totally do that. Big lie, I can't do that, but I can still bake other things. Like I'm not making 7-tiered cakes, but I do make pretty good cookies.
Are the Gordon Ramsay shows at all like in the stuff that you watch, or is it like other?
I did used to watch a lot of Gordon Ramsay. I think some of his shows are really funny. I like when his mom is like a guest, because like apparently she cooks better than him, but only on the show. It's so funny. But no, I watched a lot of the baker in New York City. He's Italian. Give me a second. Cake Boss.
Cake Boss.
I watched a lot of Cake Boss.
I think I've heard of that. Stuart, does he bake anything?
They have really good muffins actually at Stewart's.
He does it all.
They really do. They have all of it. Yeah.
All in one stop shop.
I had a period for whatever reason because they have all those like the Kitchen Nightmare things on YouTube just like for free. So, my sister and I, not at the same time, but we both were like huge into those because like I'd like to think that's not acting, but I'm pretty sure they like pull these people aside and they like say something about like this or
Right.
whatever because like they'll go into the restaurants, they're just like all filthy. they have like rats and stuff like in front of the store, and it's like disgusting.
It's honestly really gross. Like, I'm just like, how have you not shut down?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. And we were talking about that the other day, actually, back in like our packaging department. Like 10%, I think, of those stores are like still open after they like redo it or whatever.
Oh, really?
So that's pretty interesting. But Jennifer, what about you?
So
Caught you mid yawn, yeah. What got you kind of like into cooking or wanting to do it?
Well, to be honest, I feel like I only cook when I have to meal prep. Like every single time that you've seen me with my container, it's just because I like had to. But I feel like I cooked a lot last year, especially. So I did this like Whole30 challenge where you like cut out like so many different things. So like that forces you to cook more. So I think after that I started meal prepping a lot. That was like last April. But I feel like growing up I didn't really cook. Like it was kind of like when I was younger, I had the thought process of being like, oh, like I don't need to learn how to cook, whatever. And now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I probably should have, learned something.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you learn after you move in, like after a few months. So.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh.
Is there like a favorite thing that you like baking, I think, right? You told me.
I do love baking. I like cooking too, but I would say I have more patience for baking.
Mhm.
I follow the rules a little bit better.
Is there like like a favorite thing that you like making?
In high school, I got really into making cakes. I made I made my sister like a melting ice cream cone cake, and my brother had a pirate theme that I loved to make the fondant. And then I was really feeling like I was gonna be a cake decorator when I grow up. Now I really like making cookies. Noah's favorite cookie that I've made recently is banana chocolate chip.
Ooh, that sounds good.
They were really good.
Yeah.
He still has them. He needs to throw them out.
Oh, really?
When did you make them?
Before I left.
Oh.
So they're well over a week old.
How long do they last? Not a week.
They shouldn't. No.
Mhm.
He eats them he doesn't like sweet things, so
Well, you said he also has like
yeah.
something going on.
He eats he'll eat like one cookie over the course of a day.
Oh my gosh.
Usually I bring the extras to
Yeah.
work.
No, you never brought me an extra. I want one.
Yeah, get her, Jennifer.
I'll make some.
Oh, okay.
Dang, maybe I should have let you bring cookies then, because they're world famous, I guess.
Yeah, banana chocolate chip sounds really good. Like, yeah.
Ouch. What about you, Jennifer? Do you have like a favorite thing that you like to cook?
I like anything cheesy. Like, I like making like cheesy pasta. For a while last year, I was making like Olive Garden has this like 5-cheese ziti or Zeta pasta something. So I made that for a while. That was really good. I like mac and cheese. Like just anything with cheese. I really like making.
My stomach hurt just you saying that.
Really?
Because my
You're like, oh, go ahead.
partial lactose intolerance. So I was like, "Ah."
You're like my roommate. He has to eat a lot of like gluten-free stuff, and like he can't really eat like cheese and dairy and stuff.
We're special people for sure.
Well, you're missing out on some
New York
cheese.
has really good cheese.
Really?
Mhm.
Good cheese.
Yes, we have the cream cheese factory,
Ooh, I love cream cheese.
and they also make the cheese sticks.
Is that specific to New York, the cream cheese factory?
I don't know where any other ones are, but we have the world's largest cheesecake record of like 2012 from the because we have
Hey, the
We
2012 cheese record.
cheesecake.
Cheesecake record.
We also have the only bowling pin factory on this half of the United States. So
Oh.
we got some big things happening in Louville.
What? Okay, I was gonna ask you there. What's the actual name of it?
Louville.
Louville, but you just call it Cowtown.
Yes.
There's mad
it's
cow.
spelled like Lowville,
Okay.
but it's Louville.
Is there a Highville up there too?
No.
Thanks
that's
for laughing.
unfortunate, though.
I appreciate that because there's just gonna be an awkward pause afterwards.
I would have been like, oh.
Oops. I really want to get more into cooking, and then I just don't get more into cooking.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm hoping now, like going home, maybe my mom will just kind of like teach me
Force
some stuff.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like whenever I do go home now, it's always funny because like we'll help her cook,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I'll finish something. And my dad's funny. I'll like finish something, and then my mom will be like, "All right, now do these 2 other things," and I'm like, "Ah, And he's like, you finished too quick, man. You gotta take your time on
He
it.
already knows.
She's gonna give you more stuff to do. Cause yeah, like whenever she's cooking, he'll say like, you need help, and then he'll get in there and just like and get frustrated doing
Right.
something. But it's pretty funny. Do you guys have hobbies not included already in our conversation that you guys like to partake in? Figure skating,
No.
polo, anything?
I really like Legos.
Ooh.
Hence the
I did make a comment on your Legos.
look
and I
back
made a
at the
comment on Jennifer's
Legos.
Legos the other day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right now I'm building the dried flower centerpiece.
Ooh.
Before that, Noah and I for Christmas asked for gift cards to Target because they had the World Lego map, and it was like pretty expensive, and we wanted it really bad, and so we drove to New York. We got all of our Target gift cards as gifts. Super thankful, by the way.
Shout out.
There you go. Yeah, thanks guys.
yeah.
We got back to New York, or to North Carolina from New York, and Lego had discontinued it the day before we tried to order it. So
No way.
we do not have the Lego map, and we check every store we go into. So no Lego map for us, but we did get dishes for the kitchen with the Target gift cards. So
Screw dishes.
they were not wasted.
We need that Lego map.
Have you not checked on eBay or something?
But it retails for like way more than it was originally. It'll be like double
Oh.
just for the Lego map, and I'm not paying
Yeah.
upwards.
When you, are you
for that.
like a U.S. map, just like of
Yeah.
Legos?
Yeah, and you could make it like black and white or like colored.
Ooh.
Interesting. The flower ones are pretty cool though.
Yes.
I've seen a couple of them in like Target or whatever, but
Yes, I think I have the roses, the sunflowers, and the wildflower bouquet. I put them in a little jar. We also like to build puzzles.
bougie. They also last longer than real flowers.
They do.
So, but they do not smell as good as normal
I
flowers.
think Noah got them for me, so he never has to buy real flowers again, because mine are
He's
never
like,
dead.
I got you some.
Cheat code. Okay. Legos. Is there anything else?
Puzzles. We just finished building the Kith Mickey and Minnie puzzle.
Kif. What is that?
It's some brand that Noah likes.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know much about it. We also did the Snoopy puzzles. They look like graffiti in the shape of Snoopy. Other hobbies do I have? I don't know. I coached softball one time.
What is it?
I coached softball one time.
That's right. Yeah.
I would never coach modified again.
Really?
Just a
Was
bunch
it
of,
not?
like 12 and 13-year-old girls? Just the drama.
They're hitting puberty.
Yeah,
That's
it was
why.
not a good time
Yeah.
for me.
I know somebody that coached for cheer, and she said it was like she loves all of them, and like they're all kind of like a family. But like whenever there's like problems and stuff brewing between people, it is kind of like hard to deal with. So I guess it makes sense. Jennifer, what about you?
I just had some, like, I'm blanking now. I used to really like back in high school, I used to really like bullet journaling and lettering, like very craftsy, like making cards. Like I made my aunt's wedding invitations. I was really into that type of stuff, like paper crafts. And then I tried to do that still in college, but because I got so busy, I kind of stopped the bullet journaling. Because you have to like sit there and like, you don't have to decorate every page, but it looks nice when you decorate it. Let's see. I also really like on Spotify, I really like making different playlists, especially one for every month, because it's nice to look back on it like after a year or two and, you know, kind of like, oh, what was I listening to like a year ago? Like it's a really cool time capsule in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like playlists and paper crafts.
Do you keep up at all still with like the digital media thing that you were talking about in like high school? Like, do you still do any of that stuff or no?
I try to, like, I have an Instagram for it. Like, it's like photography and like, you know how people make like quotes and stuff like on Instagram? They look really cool. I like try to do that for a while, but I think I get it, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be consistent with it. And then after like a week, I like just forget about it because I get so busy doing other stuff. So.
Fair enough. All right, last question. We might spend some time on this because I feel like maybe over the course of y'all's time at our place of employment, there could just be so many. And feel free to take a minute and think about it if you want to. Biggest pet peeves from like customers. I have just so many of them. I feel like you guys probably do too, but are there any that you're just like, oh, like every time you see it? I can start if you guys need me to, if you want to like think about them.
I was gonna say fitting rooms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like interaction thing that they do that drives you crazy, or like?
I just think it's not that hard to not leave clothes inside out on the floor. Like, at least put them the right way and on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, just put them back on the hanger. That would be so great.
Yeah.
But at least not inside out on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we installed a button for the fitting rooms, even though the fitting rooms aren't open. And so having to walk across the store to tell people that they're open is getting kind of irritating.
Seeing the button get pressed and then in nanoseconds them going into the thing is the
Yes.
most crushing thing in the world.
You
'cause
get over
still
there
have to walk.
and there's nothing to do.
Yeah, you still have to walk all the way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you also sound kind of mean when you're like, yeah, bruh, you could just
Like, it's already open.
walk right in. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, sorry.
I feel like
And
I'm making them feel stupid, but it's not their fault that we put a button there that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be used.
We used to have like, from like the normal
Yeah.
locations, just like mad buttons scattered like around, and like kids would just go up and like boop and like run away, and I'll go over there and there's like nobody there, or like the mom would be like, oh, I'm sorry, little Timmy just touches the button, and then I'm like, oh, that's fine, it's kids, whatever. I'll walk away, and then like 5 minutes later,
He does it
I'll see
again.
Timmy hit the button again, and I just
No.
stare at him, and I'm like,
Okay, that's actually another pet peeve that I have. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Is unattended children wandering through the store.
Mhm.
One, like, do not care about your kid. They're just gonna get like swooped up and snatched. Not cool. And also, they like run.
by you
through the-
probably because you want a kid really badly. So
Not that badly. Like they just run through and like, I don't know. It's like hard to like not trip over them, or they like ask questions that I don't want to answer.
are you good with like talking to kids though, or is it
I
just kind of like strangers?
Talking to kids.
You don't, or do?
I do. I like talking to kids.
Mhm.
I just think they should not be unattended in a store.
I think it's cute, like the little girl or like a little boy would just come up and be like, "Excuse me, do you know where blah blah blah?" But like, I can see in their eyes that I gave them a question. They don't know what that means. So if they're like, "Do you have this?" and I'm like, "Oh, you have to go here to get that," they're like, "Okay," and then like walk away, and I'm like, they're gonna have no idea.
Yeah. I think it's cute when they're like 9, 10 when they like ask questions, but like little 2-year-olds, they should be like holding a hand or put in the cart.
Right.
I just don't like when they're
Mhm.
running through the aisles or like the displays. Not cool.
Knocking stuff over.
No.
I made a joke to Haley the other day. Obviously, you weren't there for it, Jennifer, but there was like
I was there.
yeah, Jennifer died. I think dad was like had his like kid in his arms, and like Haley walked past them and just kind of like smiled, and I was like,
Okay, it was a fresh baby. Like, could not have been more than a few weeks
Fresh
old. And it had like the little baby scrunch, and it was just so cute. And he was like one-arming it.
she started like inching towards them. And
I was not getting close.
I was like,
not
Haley,
that close. I
back
stood,
up.
like one rack away.
You're like, hey, can I see that baby?
Yeah.
I just want to inspect it.
She's like, well, our red shirts are over here. Swipe.
Hey, can you look over there for me?
Yeah.
I do think about it, but I've never acted on it.
Mhm.
Oh.
I just think they're so cute, and I could just bring them back.
There was a while ago. There was one specific one where like it was like a toddler. I think was just kind of like, you know, that little like toddler run where their legs
Yeah.
like stomp on each other, whatever. So you smile just thinking about it.
Uh,
One of them like walked past her, and I immediately knew that you were gonna like make a comment about it. And Haley just walked up and she was like, "Oh, I need a baby so bad." It was so funny just because the vibes were there.
I
But
just want one.
Yeah, one day, Haley, you just.
I know.
One day.
Priska
You'll-
offered to babysit yesterday. Not offered.
Oh,
she's like,
really?
can I babysit when you have kids? And I was like, yeah, maybe if I ever get to have them.
that's funny. What about you, Jennifer? You have any icks, so
Yeah,
to speak?
Sorry, I just.
No, you're okay. Yeah,
No, I
you're
love
good.
that because I feel
Yeah.
like it makes me look bad when I just always complain about like, oh, I hate when people do this.
Yeah.
But like if other people do it, I feel better about myself. So just unload. Feel free to get it off
Well,
your chest.
if you want my list. I can really only think of one. I mean, besides the fitting rooms, that's really annoying because they just leave it like it's their house, and I'm like, you're at a store. How are you not embarrassed?
Yeah.
But the one that was happening, like I think a few months before I left, that was happening a lot was people coming up to me and they would ask me like, "Hey, do you know how to use this foot thing? Like how the foot measure thing?" Like they would always ask me, and I'd just be like, I don't know. And then they'd be like, well, can you come figure it out? And I'm just like, I don't know if that's like a pet peeve or if like I shouldn't even be complaining about that, but I'm just like, and I don't know how to use it. I don't work in footwear. Like I don't know what to tell you. And I'm just sitting there like, well, I think it's like a 5, maybe it's a 4. And they're like, well, can you go ask somebody else? And I'm just like, oh my God, like let me just go grab someone for you. No, that was my.
I mean, there's like little stuff here and there. Like if you just see
Yeah.
people drape stuff over, it's like, all right, come on, man. I have a story to tell both of you guys after I tell you mine. This one's kind of specific. I feel like you guys both will know what I'm talking about. When people, like when we're picking up, like when we're cleaning towards the end of the night, when people are like following you, like as you, because like also if you're just like there while I'm doing it, if you're
Right.
like shopping or whatever, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But as when I'm fixing stuff, like going down the line, when they're like moving with me,
Oh, like right behind you?
yeah, and then
Yeah.
either sometimes just messing up what I just fixed, or they're just like I just feel like they're breathing down my neck as I'm like going down.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
I just don't know how they're not like they don't feel weird because I feel like if that were me, I'd be like, let me go to the other side and look over there first, and then swap out. You know?
Yeah.
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 I feel like it's a courtesy thing, but
Yeah.
I'm clearly trying to do my job. Please give me the space to do it.
yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that's like we're definitely supposed to, and we do. For anybody else.
Allegedly.
Like we move out of the way and we're like, oh, just
Right,
look
yeah.
for whatever. But I don't know. There's little like things that are just like, just like get me annoyed sometimes. Was there another one that you had or?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like when I move out of the way, then sometimes I feel like I forget where I was supposed to be, and like maybe that section isn't looking as good as I could. But
Yeah.
there was somebody in my way, so.
Okay, so the other, I don't think did I tell you about the woman and her daughter that like checked out the other day that like was really annoying? Okay, so this woman, this is gonna make you miss it, Jennifer. This
Sorry.
woman and her daughter, who was like 13, 14, came up to
Right.
the front the other day, and she had like a pair of shoes and like some other clothes. And the pair of shoes, she was like, hey, these are cheaper elsewhere online. Do you guys like price match what it is? And like, you guys know our price match policy. If it's
Right.
not ours, like we can't do anything about it. So I told her, I was like, oh, where's it from? And she said the name of a website I'd just like never heard of before.
Yeah.
It was some like department store or something. So I was just able to, I'm doing text to speech right now. I just caught that entire conversation. So immediately I was like, oh yeah, we can't do that. And she
Right.
was like, oh, well, your other store can do that. And I'm like, sick. We can't do that. And she was like, well, that's weird because like I can just get them cheaper online. And I'm like,
Then do
that. And I'm like, why are you telling me this information?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, let me pull it up and like show you. And I'm like, okay, you're going to get the same answer that I just gave you. So I think she had like her daughter's phone or something. The shoe was on like the table. Like she had a
Right.
picture of the shoe on a phone just like laying on the table. And Anna was there and she was like, are you able to like get your which is also another great thing of mine. I'm sure you've had to like deal with this when you were
Yeah.
there. But like when knowing how it goes, tell them that that's not going to work. And then they have somebody that makes more money than me just come up and be like, yeah, that doesn't work. And I'm like, hey,
ya.
I still have to ring you up, by the way. So
Yeah.
this is pretty
Right.
cool. But she had like a picture of it on the table. And then she was just like, and of course our Wi-Fi wasn't working. Like when she was
Right.
trying to find
Yeah.
it. So she was like, and like scrolling on her phone. And I was like, And I was just like, because in the past, I feel like I'd get nervous if somebody starts getting like really testy with me, because then they're just gonna like take it out on me, and I'm like, but at this point, I was just like, all right, it's just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
and like she's still scrolling on the phone, and I hadn't called Anna yet because I was waiting for her to like find it, or if she just gave up and she's like, all right, let's just ring it out. 10 minutes go by of this woman just like on her phone, and she's like, she like looked up at me and she's like, so like what's going on? Like, are you gonna like call her or something? And I was like, I'm waiting for you. Like, you're pulling up the picture for
Right.
me. Like, you didn't say anything else. And I was like, okay. So I called her over. She like shimmies through the gift card
With her big
holder
belly.
thing.
Poor
Yes, I
Anna.
felt so bad. 'Cause she was
Yeah.
just like, she shimmied through, and then the woman, again, I have no idea where this place was, like showed Anna, and it was like, no, we can't do it. And she's like, all right. And I was like, cool. So she's like, all right, well, we'll just get this. Then I like scanned everything, told her total, and she was like, why is it that much? And I was like, I don't know. Because one of them had like a markdown because like something was wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, ugh. So I like deleted it and then like changed the price for her or whatever. And then I finished everything, put the receipt in her bag, go to hand her the bag. She like moves out of the way and points to her daughter. And I like handed her daughter the bag. And I was like, see ya.
Ew.
When they
Yeah.
left. She was like, I normally have like a really, I don't know how you are with this. I normally have like a really high tolerance for
Right.
like just people being the worst. But like that was one of the more where I was just like, you are just like a horrible person. Because like her daughter too was like, thank you so much. Have a good one. And I was like, I'm so sorry you have to go home to that. Like,
Yeah.
that's really unfortunate. But
I think I have a high tolerance to their face, and then I immediately get off, and I'm like, "Ugh, that was the worst customer I've ever seen, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I
don't-
don't know something, I just call anybody
I
to
don't-
come help me.
I don't think there's been a lot of instances where you'd be like, oh, they sucked. Like when you like come away from checking somebody out.
Yeah. Yesterday it was I messed up problem, so my bad.
Yeah, but the funny thing about that too was like, and I can ask you guys this question because you can handle it one of two ways. You can be a jerk and just be like, why are you wasting my time? Like, we just got to do all this over again. Or you could be like me, who don't care unless you're just
Right.
in a rush to go somewhere.
Right.
And you're just like, dude, I don't, or in your case, ma'am, I don't, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just like hop back in line. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, they
It's
were
fine.
super nice about it. I felt really bad, but
Because I feel like working in retail like has made me more empathetic to that kind of stuff. So like when I go out and buy stuff, I'm a lot more conscious of like, where do you want me to put this? Or
Right.
like, do you
Oh,
want me
yeah,
to do
for sure.
something? But like how are you guys with that? Because like even with like food, I think I've talked about this before, but if they take like, because places like Chick-fil-A will give you like stock in the company if they're
Right.
5 minutes over getting you your chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
But like some places like, we're so sorry, like it's coming right out, and I'm just like, you're fine.
it's
like,
really not that
I'm,
big
yeah.
of a deal.
And they're like so apologetic. I'm like, take your like, I'm not mad at you. Take your time if you need to. But are you guys like, you can be as honest as you want to about it if you're mean or yell at people.
You got it.
Oh, I feel like working fast food first, I think I handled and I dealt with a lot of people who were more, or I dealt with more people that were like angry all the time and like yelling at you and like just being like mean and rude to you. Especially, I think they're just like hangry because obviously they want their food, and then like you just kind of learn how to deal with that. So like going from Zaxby's to working at the store in Gastonia, that was like my first retail job. I was like, oh my God, this is like a breeze. So every time that it happens at the store now, I'm just like, well, you know, I'll just kind of like, you know, be like, okay, how can I help you? Like, I'll try to, you know, help them out versus like escalating the situation, which I feel like to me is a lot easier in retail than it is in fast food. But I've definitely had like my fair share of like customers that are very like rude and like they're like, I'm gonna call corporate. I'm just like, okay, like they're not gonna
Here's
do
their
anything.
number. Let me write it down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them Cole sent you.
Yeah. No, like I want to say like a few months ago, whenever we had, it was like half off whatever number, and it was like the last bit of that number. We still had a sign up that was like in front of the shoes, and we had this lady, and she was like, she like goes up to the front and she's like, it says that all the shoes are half off. And I was like, no, the sign says that it's half off, like a certain number. And she was like, that's not what the sign said. So we walked back there, and then she's just being so stubborn. I'm just like, this is what the sign says. And then I show her the sign, and then she's like, well, I forgot what she said, but she was like, that's misleading. And I was just like,
I've heard that
girl,
a couple times, yeah.
no, it's not. Like, it clearly, like, if you read, and if you, like, you know, read the fine print, like, it would tell you, like, that's not what that means.
Kind of did you have something else?
Well, no, I was just going to say, like, we walked her up to the front, and that's when she was like, I'm going to call corporate on you guys. And I was like, whatever.
For reading a sign.
I know. I was like, it's a $20 shoe. Like, how much more do you want off?
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's kind of like a reverse, like, ick for me. It's just like a victory moment when, like, you walk. Because at that point, I'm like, all right, I'll be petty. And just, I got the
Yeah.
time now to just walk back there and be like, and, like, read the sign.
Right.
Because there's been a few, I get that because people, I feel very rarely do I get, like, oh, it does say that. I'm sorry. Like,
Right.
I didn't read the top section or whatever. I get a lot more like, that's misleading, or yeah, or you need to change such and such about it or whatever. But like the moment when I've had it like once or twice maybe, where they're like dead set on it says this, and I'm like, all right, take me to that, and I'll show you that that's not what that says.
Right.
And then you can like see in their eye like that they're wrong now, and then they'll either hit you with the blah, 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 and like just complain about it, or they'll just be like oh, and like walk away. And I'm like,
Because they get embarrassed, and then they're
Yeah.
like, they're either like, well, I can either be more angry, or I can just do my walk of shame.
yeah,
You know?
because I don't feel like any of us fit the description, but I think in my eyes, unless some weird scenario happens, I think the only situation where you should just like look at that poor associate and just be like, what the, is if they're just, you can tell they're just like not helping you or like trying to help you. Because we're
Right.
all very like, I'm sorry, like we just don't have that, or like it doesn't say that or something.
Yeah.
And then if you yell at that person, it's like, all right, we're nice, we're trying to help you out. Like,
Yeah.
but like I've had some people where I go out where they're just like, yeah, man, we don't got it. And I'm like, I know you didn't go check. And I'm like, all right, well. But even then, I'm just like, all right, man. And I just like walk away. But I don't take it out on, like, in front of my family, like, you piece. So.
Yeah, I
It's
just
crazy.
don't get how those people are not like embarrassed, like like after yelling at someone, like especially in fast food, like a lot of people would like they would just yell at you, and like they would have their whole family in the car because it'd usually be in the drive-through. And I'm just like, how are you not like embarrassed to do that in front of your family? You know, I don't know.
I feel like the jobs that we have, it's a lot of like younger people too. Like mostly everyone that works with us
Yeah.
is like our age or younger, or like right around our age. Like, why are you yelling at like high school, college age children? Like, you're a grown individual. Just
Yeah.
dial it back.
I mean, not anybody like now or like specific, and obviously I wouldn't name anybody, but I feel like in some instances in the past, if like somebody's getting yelled at, you can maybe look at them and be like, that makes more sense because of like who it is, I guess. If they're just like, yeah, there's nothing we can do about that, and like you can just tell. But it just blows my mind how people are just like, no, you know what, I need to take it out on this associate really quickly. But definitely won't miss that. So I just think that that's so funny. But
Well, are you transferring to a different store back home,
yes,
or what are you doing?
so there's no missing. I will still have to deal with that, I guess.
Oh.
I just talked to him today actually, so we're getting that figured out right now.
You should be like, hey, can you hire me, please?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the guy was like super cool. He was
Oh,
like, I'm totally cool
nice.
with that. He's just gonna like talk to Austin,
Mhm.
and then he's just gonna sort that out. And then one last little one was the other day. I like went up front to like help them out, and this like older couple was walking past. I don't know if I told you this, but like this older couple was like walking past us. And the woman was like, oh, of course now, like, somebody hops on after we've already checked out or something. And I just kind of, like, looked at him. And then her husband was like, oh, honey, don't say that. Or, like, there was nobody in line or something like that. And I was
Right.
like, I like you, man. But when somebody that is, like, in their family sticks up for you, that's like a, see, you're being irrational. So, but It is funny though, like watching people openly embarrass themselves in public over a $5 T-shirt.
Literally,
And it's like,
Sometimes
alright.
cheaper.
it'll be like $1.
Yeah.
And they'll still like throw a fit at you, and I'm just like, it's not that big of a deal.
Or there's like now too, I've given up on fighting people on, not that I ever really did, but like if they bring up something that has like a blemish on it and it's just like
Oh,
dust
yeah.
that I just like wipe off.
Mhm.
They're like, "Can I get like 10% more off of this?" And I'm like, "Sure." I don't really
Or you'll
care.
have people, they'll like bring up a shirt and they'll be like, can I get this for like half off? And I'm like, no, you cannot.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I want to be like sometimes it feels kind of nice being like in their face, being like, no, we cannot do that.
Yeah.
No.
No, sir.
Not today.
There have been a couple too where somebody would be like, "Oh, this is like 50% off, right?" And I'm like, "Where did you get that number from?" No, it's
Yeah.
not. Or like the whole, "Is this on discount?" And I'm like,
The store is on
"It
discount.
all is."
Yeah.
discount.
My favorite is people asking if we're closing soon.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
I got that yesterday,
Me
actually.
too.
Yeah, they were. Well, I think they were from like out of town or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Is this like a new thing, or like, are you guys like temporary?" And I was like, "No, like we're here." But I hadn't gotten that in a while, like until yesterday. So. But-
I just don't know what about this store. I mean, I guess besides like having a sale gives it, oh, we're closing down. I don't really.
We got, like,
I mean, maybe
boxes
we're
in the
there too
corner and
long.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You poor helpless things. I hope you find a job. Thanks.
Thanks. I've been here for 3 years.
I have a 401k, but all right. Yeah, all right. Did you guys have any closing remarks or promotions of anything?
This was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I
Ow,
actually
I think.
wasn't really scared.
Thanks.
I was scared all day. I was like, okay, what questions could Cole possibly ask me? So I like rehearsed it all in my head.
Well, as I told you, I think beforehand, but also as I tell everybody else, I'm not like, you're not gonna get like Nickelodeon slimed like when you come over and we ask. Boom. Cause yeah, like some people are like, oh, I don't know, like it's weird, I'm nervous or whatever. But see,
I'm trying to branch out, learn more things.
let Haley be the advocate for
For the podcast.
for stepping out of your shell and doing the podcast. So, but I also think it's cool though too, like the people that we work with that we're just like, oh hey, I watch, because Alexis watched. You were there for it. She watched.
Oh, yeah.
Like Tyler's episode, or she's like, it was so good, and I'm
Oh.
like, well, come on over.
Mhm.
So, but hopefully we'll get her on. Like I said, Blake and Austin, and I think Tyler and Talon are gonna come on for like another movie episode, which nobody's gonna watch because.
Be like, bring me on for that one. I'll be there for that one.
Yeah, Jennifer makes her reprisal
Yeah.
4 days after she did this episode. But well, thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thanks for the cookies, Haley, 'cause they were delicious. Nom 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 nom. But yeah, this was fun. So
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
nice to get it out before I go back home. So
Do you have like an ending saying?
no. Traditionally I'm really bad with like the beginning, and I think I was, because I was like, welcome back to, but I think we're good now. So we can start one. What do you think the ending should be for this season?
I don't know.
All right.
Season.
Catchphrase.
Huh?
A seasons.
Yeah, so I section it off by like, so this is the start of the fourth one now. So I'll do like
Wow.
yeah, come on.
Okay.
So I'll do like 10 episodes like per
Mhm.
thing. So yeah, you guys, this is the first one I'm doing where it's just me, and then like it's just the two of you guys
Mhm.
that I'm like interviewing. So I think it went quite well, but glad you guys agree. Anyway,
Be like,
yeah. What are you talking about? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Hopefully now I'll get back on a like per weekly schedule, because it got bad where it was just like once a blue moon I'd just be like, hey guys,
Like once a year.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully now I'm just gonna like record a bunch and then
Mhm.
pop them out. So, but yeah, thanks guys, and hopefully see you next week.